Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here. We're going to spend a little time right here in town with Brandon Schumacher. He is a shareholder, trial attorney with Foster Swift, Collins and Smith, attorneys with 5 offices across Michigan, which is why we come to you guys for so much information, because you always seem to be the lead dog in a lot of that stuff. Brandon, welcome to the show. Good to have you here. Let's start with a challenge that a lot of businesses are facing right now. When a customer or a client isn't paying their invoices, this is not a new innovation, because I remember it as a child. Talk about kind of that procedure, the first steps maybe business owners should be taking.
The first step is don't jump to the conclusion that your customer is acting with ill will. Assume it's an innocent error and there's a reasonable explanation for it. Things happen, mistakes are made. Your invoice could have been shoved on a desk, papers buried over top of it, could have been received when someone was out, or it could just simply be any number of accounting errors.
So at what point does a past due account become kind of a legal issue? Because it does get there.
Well, from a legal perspective, again, my assumption always is there's an innocent error and a friendly nudge can resolve the issue. But there's going to come a point where you no longer have a friendly reminder and need something more forceful. And this could be any number of indicators. Things I ask my clients to look for are, is there a delay in payment that is disproportionate to the amount that was invoiced? Or do you have reliable information, whether that be from other customers, from your competitors, or any other source that you believe that there's a firm belief you have that the customer will not pay you? And if you do, you really want to get a lawyer involved sooner rather than later. And the reason for that is the lawyer can give you guidance on what to do. So, for instance, you could say send a letter simply saying that you're considering collection activities. The lawyer can call the customer and inquire if there's a reason for the payment delay and maybe set up a pathway to get paid. Or the lawyer can outright sue if the juice is worth the squeeze and jumping right to that step. And more importantly, the lawyer can give you secondary collection efforts that you can take, depending on the industry, that might give you enough leverage to get the invoice paid. That could be enforcing a security instrument you might have, or even a lien if allowed.
Yeah, so lien brings up one of those things we hear a lot, construction lien. Let's talk about those and what that term really means and does.
A construction lien is a statutory tool within the construction industry to put the world on notice that improvements were made to real property and that they were not paid for. A lien is in the public record in the Register of Deeds. It can stop a sale of property if you think the property is going to be sold after the improvements are made. It can show the customer that the business is serious about getting paid and is willing to take a step to record this lien. And if necessary, it can be enforced to force a foreclosure and get your money through sale of the property. This isn't ideal, but at least it's another way to get where you need to get paid and resolve the issue without waiting for an invoice to be paid voluntarily.
And for contractors, subcontractors, suppliers, and other businesses involved in that construction project, what are some of the common mistakes that can cause them to kind of lose their lien rights?
Chris, some of the common mistakes we see are waiting too long and not having contracts complying with Michigan law. Let's start with waiting too long. Construction liens, especially, have strict timing requirements that need to be met. Oftentimes, I see people wait too long, blow the deadlines, and then lose the ability to lien or foreclose a property. Now, the law favors those who act on their rights in that scenario. The other are contracts that don't comply with law. The residential industry, especially, has specific requirements that need to be made, and if they aren't, a contractor can lose a lien or can even lose the ability to collect funds if not done properly.
So, whether a company is dealing with unpaid invoices or construction payment disputes, what practical advice would you give Michigan business owners to help
The
them.
first piece of advice is stay vigilant. Don't let payment disputes go on longer than is necessary or appropriate for the circumstances. And second is even if you don't want to spend the money, consult with an attorney sooner rather than later. Depending on the situation, the couple $100s you're going to spend for that advice is minuscule compared to the thousands, if not tens of thousands, you're going to lose if you wait too long or don't act appropriately.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then a million of things can happen. Somebody goes in Chapter 11, and you're closed out for a while. There's a lot of things, but I'm with you on even getting an attorney involved to write that letter because soft skills are at such a premium these days. So good advice on all. Thank you so much, Brandon Schumacher. He is a shareholder and a trial attorney with Foster Swift, Collins and Smith with 5 offices across the state of Michigan. Good to have you on, bud. Appreciate the advice.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
You've been watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman, and we will be back with more.